Alrighty guys, I'm Casey and welcome to a brand new episode of Let's Build a Modded World, a medieval city. Last episode I explained about this world, I gave you a walk around this world and how long this world's been around. I did build this, I originally built this on camera, however the footage ended up getting damaged and corrupted due to a power cut, so I accidentally lost it, which I'm really annoyed about, but you know, nevertheless, we're here, we're building up a medieval city, and one thing that I didn't actually talk about in the last episode was the courtyard here and the things that we've got here. This is a magnum torch that's basically 50 blocks in any direction. It stops mobs from spawning. It doesn't affect the slimes for whatever reason. They still spawn. And this here is a wireless charger. This is my armor. I have the flux infused armor. Basically I take no damage apart from poison and wither with this. So practically immortal. But the flux infused jet plate actually allows me to fly. But this has a power rating, as you can see, we got 59 million out of 60 million RF. And essentially, basically, that's what allows me to go up and down like this and have creative flight. The trouble is, obviously, you can see up in the top corner up here where my mouse is, you can see a percentage. It's on 100% at the minute. But obviously, if I was to leave this area and go over here, you know, quite possibly over here actually, what it would do is it would eventually go down to 99 and 98, and it lasts about an hour, you know. And again, the more that I do, because I have it set to charge what's in my inventory, you can see there that it's falling pretty quickly. Now we're at 99%, you know, so it does use fuel. And what this thing here does is it basically sends power wirelessly to it to keep it charged. And I kept this here while I was building, because it just meant that I didn't have to keep running back to my base to keep recharging this thing. You know, you can stick it in like a charging port, but at the same time I didn't always want to do that. But what I do want to do here now anyway is I want to think about this wall here, and I sort of want to plot out where this wall is going to go. Just to give you a brief idea of sort of like where this wall's going, the size of this wall. And again, we're going to be coming out here. So I think I want to come out, you know, here. I want to have a gap. I want to have something here. And then what we'd probably do is we'd probably have a tower like here. We'll just say this is going to be, what's this, 5 by 5 for now. No, that's 5, yes. So we'd probably come out and we'd have a tower there. How does that sort of, what the, of course we get into that. This shop is going to be going probably in the near future. It's not going to stay here. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to have that like there. And then maybe we bring the wall along here. This is one long straight, which I'm not too happy about having a long straight here. But maybe this actually goes into like the gatehouse tower, and I'm out of stone brick. That's what I'm thinking. I want to get some of this wall done in this episode. That's kind of like the target of this episode, so I have an idea of where I want to put the deco bench. If you watched the last episode, you'll see that we actually popped a deco bench down over here, and I wanted to work on that, and I've been thinking a bit more about this and sort of how I want this to work, like how I want the deco bench to work. And I want to make the deco shop first of all, and then sort of go from there, because I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll make a dye shop as well, a place that sells different dyes, and we'll try and find a way to make all the dyes is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that might be kind of cool to do. But looking at this from this point of view, this actually doesn't look too bad. But what I want to kind of do is get some of the planning out of the way in today's episode. You know, so if we say that that's, again, we'll go 5. I mean, it doesn't, this is a plan. We'll work on this a little bit more as sort of time goes. And then I think what we'll do is we'll bring this across here like so. Probably make the next tower here? Is this an odd number? It doesn't make a difference. Not yet, anyway. You know, I'm sure in time it will, but we're just planning it. Is this? No, this isn't Richard. So we've got Richard Roman somewhere. He's got a name tag on him, so he shouldn't disappear. This bridge is gonna go. We're gonna probably put the bridge probably a little bit further over here. So maybe what I do is maybe we put a tower here. Maybe. Let's have a little go. You know, maybe we put a tower here. Maybe. And again, this doesn't have to be exact. We're only planning it out, so we've only got like a rough idea of where this is going. You know, maybe we don't need a tower there because maybe I put maybe we put the what you might call it this thing, the gatehouse about here. Yeah, which of course will mean me talking to Jace about moving this field, but I'm sure he won't mind moving one field. So maybe that's where the gatehouse goes, and we just keep this as a long sort of wall. And that's something that I don't want. I don't want too many long walls. But I think what I want to do is I want to get some planning in place first. So let me get some more of this planning sort of set out, and then I'll be back with you when I've got something to actually show you. Oh, welcome on back, guys, and I've got some of the sort of planning in place. I've started clearing out this area so we can actually move this stuff as well. But this is kind of the shape that I'm going for. And I've deliberately not put a tower on a couple of these corners. Putting the tower sort of halfway there, although I may put that one on that corner. I may do. But this is sort of the shape that I'm going for. I'm thinking we'll definitely have the entrance still here where the bridge is. I think it might be nice to have some sort of like balcony here that they can come out to on the wall and look over the bridge. The idea is they'd obviously want to watch who's coming to and from the village. But this is sort of the idea that I'm going for when it comes to the wall. You know, and I've been thinking of how wide I want the wall. And if we look at Jace's wall, his wall is 3 wide, like this. This really gives, at 3 wide, it really feels like you're walking through a wall. So I think I'm going to keep mine 3 wide. I think that's definitely going to be something that we do. We definitely keep it 3 wide. But these towers, I don't know if I want to make them 5 or 7. I'm still sort of like undetermined on how they want to go. I know that this one and this one, because this is a gatehouse, is going to be slightly larger. But what I want to do is I want to get this particular wall in place here. And this wall into these towers in place today as well. So we've got some sort of outer wall. I definitely want to put a shop in this corner. I'm thinking maybe the deco shop would fit nicely in this corner. It certainly gives us a place to utilize for it. Or maybe the dye shop. I'm thinking about the shops that I want to be sort of like, I know as soon as you come into the city, you know, through the gatehouse, I want it to be sort of like a shopping center. Like here, over in this direction, I want to be sort of like a shopping area. And then over in this direction, I want to sort of be the military area. You know, where we'd have that. We'd have an armory, because there's lots of different armors in the game if we have a look. If we just look at chest plate. This is just some of them. And it'd be nice to have an armory where you go in and these are all full sets on armor stands. That'd be really, really nice. Plus, if you create a mob farm, you get a lot of gold armor, you get a lot of chainmail and all that kind of stuff that we can actually repair automatically and send to the armory as well. So there's always going to be armor there of different kinds, and always going to be a suit there if we ever, you know, die and I need to go and sort of shape something, or maybe I just need a suit of Britannia armor for whatever reason. You know, or Tharmcraft armor. It's there, and it's a good way of getting into the mod packs. But yeah, so I think I'm going to work on building up this wall to an actual full-size wall. Not building it up in the air, but building it out. Making sure we've got it 3 by 3 so we know exactly where it's going. And when I've done that, I'll come back to you and show you exactly what it looks like. Welcome on back, guys. And I've started to lay it out even in more detail. So we'll go over this a little bit so you can see what I've done here. We're going to have a bit of a wall coming out here with the tower. This is going to be the medium-sized tower. We're having 3 different sized towers on these walls. Medium, small, and large. This is the medium-sized one. Oh, we've got a bit of a lag spike. Cursors of modded Minecraft. Oh, if you're wondering what this command block was, the RF teleporters do work, but they tend to lag out the world a lot. So he was using this in place for teleporter, at least temporarily, just to get to a new place in the world. But that was ages ago. That's going soon, along with this bridge. Then we've got another medium-sized tower here. No, we've got a large tower here, with another large tower here. And I could have sworn I just slept. Could have sworn I did. But the large towers are going to depict structures within the wall. So this will be like a bit of a gatehouse where we'll be able to come in and out. And I've thought about how I want this to look, and I've come up with this design, which I'm really happy with this idea. If you notice, this is going to drop here, so we're going to keep the floor at this height here. But at some point over here, we're going to drop it down and then drop it down some more. And I do want to sort of get this floor in at least around here. So I've got a rough idea of sort of how this is going to go. And again, this is gatehouse, so these are large towers. Then we got a small tower. These are just 5 by 5. These ones aren't going to have roofs on them. I'm thinking of putting roofs similar to that, only in a smaller size on each of the towers, because I think I'd like it to look in line with this. However, this one I don't think is going to have a roof on it, the small one. Again, we got just a medium one, a small one, another small one. Oh no, sorry. A medium one, a medium one. That's a small one, but this is this is a small one. This is a medium one, and this is a medium one here. And there'll probably be a door, like a gate, like a small gate, somewhere here, which is why it's got a center leading over to this island, which is going to house our home. This is where our house is going to be, in the middle of the street. Our house. So we've got that to do, but that's going to be a later project. But I kind of like the way that this may not look good here, having this sort of like dip here. But I want to sort of bring the river here and have it like it's collected a bunch of rocks up here. It's just washed it into this corner. We'll obviously get rid of some of this grass and make this look a little bit more like a river. But yeah, this actually kind of gives a feeling. And again, we're going to come up here and over here. This is where I'm thinking of putting the first shop that we build. Sort of building out the shopping district over here and sort of bringing it over this way as we bring the military district out over that way. Just to give it another, just to give it some sort of like structure. And then over here is what we're going to have over here. We're going to have the, the civilian district where people, live. Easy enough. So yeah, I'm gonna start bringing some of this wall up, which is going to be relatively easy. I'm also going to put in some of the floor below it, some of the grass, just to give me an idea of what I'm building when it comes to the wall. And when I've got something to show you, I'll bring you back. Welcome on back, folks, and I want to show you the update. Now, I've been working on terraforming the area just a little bit, so at least we've got the inside of this area all sort of brought up to the height where I kind of want it. And that's what we've got going on here. We've brought the dirt up all the way here, which looks really good, I'm thinking. I like this. I don't want to put a building up here, although I think maybe like a little hut might be nice, or maybe a couple of market stalls might be nice up there. I'm not entirely sure yet. As you can see, we've got this here. I may actually continue the wall here a little bit further in sort of like this direction, and have this be like the shopping district, and have the shopping district sort of walled off. I think that'd be really kind of cool. It'd also give us an idea to start building the shops out and in this direction. And then, sort of like when people come in, they're like, okay, you know what, where do I want to go? The shopping district I know is over in this direction. I'm not sure exactly what I want to put here. Maybe like a little market square might be cool. Sort of the first thing you see when you come in, but I'm not sure exactly kind of what I want. I know I'm going to have some roads going here, probably. We'll have a road going off in this way up to the barracks. Again, this building is going to go, as is this bridge. But they're future projects. Right now, I'm focusing mainly on just working my way through this wall. And I'm going to start by bringing this up some, I think. And sort of just bringing it in line with the kind of height that I want. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to do with these episodes. I'm trying to show a tutorial on how I build. Because, you look at this. And it's like, okay, this is a really detailed build, I mean, it's not overly detailed, but there's a lot going on in here. It looks really good, and it's really sort of, I'd say mid-level building this is. I'm no pro, but, I think I've passed the beginner stage, toot my own horn a little bit. But I've still got a long way to go, before I'm anything like Scar and the Hermits and stuff, But I kind of want to show, like, my process of building, how I build, and this is sort of like the start to it. I lay it all out so I get a feel of how it looks, and this really does help me not just visualize the build that's to come, but also helps me feel like I'm immersed in this world, and it's sort of like walking through here, looking on the map. This has to go, obviously, and I do need to sort of cut this back quite a bit. This is very, very steep here, but I'm not entirely certain like what I want to do in terms of this. I think my next major goal, if you will, after I've done this wall, would be to move this ME system, so I can start tearing down this build and tearing down the other builds, just so we break, because this kind of breaks the immersion for me on the map, and especially this big stone bit here. I sort of want to change that up, and we've got this wall starting to go on here. And so, when we look at it from over here, when we stand on Jace's trees, it looks more like a castle, We've got the outer wall. The outer walls aren't going to be that high. They're only going to come up to about here, I don't want them massively high. And that's mainly because, like I say, this is just a simple build, something simple that we're adding detail to, and that's the next sort of like step. If you're building, you've planned it out now, just build it all up out of one block. Build these walls up out of stone, and then add to them. This was just one giant stone structure at first. There was none of this. This was all built out of stone. This was all built out of stone. I hammered these windows in. So maybe, don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid. Go for it, Build it up out of stone and add detail to it. You can always remove blocks. And that's what I like about modded Minecraft. You can apply these techniques to vanilla Minecraft as well, easily. I do it too. I have a vanilla series. But with modded, I have this tool which insta-mines anything, or any building block. It doesn't always insta-mine machines and stuff, but building blocks it insta-mines, so it makes it a lot easier for me to just go around building up all of this world and creating such an immersive environment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to bring these walls up, and then I'm also going to add in the oak for the floor. We did use oak up here as well, didn't we? Yes, I have plenty of this. I have plenty of that oak. That's a chiseled oak. I'll show you how you get that, if you're wondering in modded Minecraft, because chisel is a fantastic mod. If we go to chisel, you can make these chisels. You're looking for chisels from the chisel mod, so I believe that they're over here. These are also in later mod packs. This is a 1.7 mod pack, so it is an old mod pack. But like I said, I put too much time in this world to sort of let it go. And they're made in newer mod packs as well, and they're still around. And they're just made like this. There's no real difference between the three. They all seem to have the same durability. They all seem to do the same thing. But I usually go for the diamond one. And all you do is you get some oak wood. Let's just send that back. Let's go grab a stack of oak wood. You right click with the chisel, and then you could just shift click it in, and it brings up a different variety of oak wood. It adds different things to the oak wood, so you got like a nice sort of visual there. But you could also just take the chisel and just right click the wood to get different patterns. As you can see, we're getting different patterns, you know, but oh no, we had the pattern before this. Let's just hold shift and right click. Sorry, left click again. And holding shift takes it back one. Not holding shift advances it one. So yeah, I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to pop these. I'm going to pop this. I do have this somewhere. Yeah, bunch of it there, look. But I need stone brick at the minute. So I'm going to bring those walls up and I'm going to add in the floors and the what you call it. But, well, I'm going to add in the upper floors because these down floors I'm undecided on. Oak would work, but as you notice, I've got oak on the floor in here. But I don't have oak on the floor in here. And that's because a lot of people are going to be on the ground floor. So I imagine it's going to be very dirty. And I'm thinking of adding a mixture of stone and dirt and stuff into it. So it looks like it's well traveled on. You know, they wouldn't rip out the floor to replace it in these. They'd just use the ground. And I kind of want it to look dirty, like it's walked on a lot. You know, and I'm going to get to that. But yeah, let me bring this up because this clip is running way over. Welcome on back, guys, and I've got the vast majority of it now in place. We've brought this up and it looks like it's just a bunch of stone blocks. And you may not think this was hard, but this is taking me about an hour. And that's with this builder's wand that basically, let me show you what this wand does in case you're not familiar with it. Basically, we grab some, let's just make ourselves some stone brick. Let's go out here, and all you do is you get the builder's wand and you look at what you want, and it just builds it up. So you can place an insane amount of blocks at once. This has a limit of, I think it's 64 blocks. You can make ones that go beyond 64 blocks if we have a little look here. You've got all the way up to 1,000, up to 16,000 blocks, you know, but to be honest, the big jump from 64 to 4,000, if you accidentally misclick, that's a lot of blocks to delete, which I did accidentally misclick a couple of times building this. So I prefer this one, and this one, once you get to past this one, it's just combining the earlier ones, which, you know, just require this builder's wand, you know. But once you start to get up to here, you need this super builder's wand, and right now there isn't a way to obtain that. I don't think. It doesn't actually say. But there is a way, but it requires nether stars, you know. So definitely don't want to go up that far, just in case you do misclick. But, you know, if you want it, go for it, you know. But anyway, we've got this now. And as you can see, the shape of this is starting to really come together. You know, we've got a bit of a kingdom going on, a bit of a wall outstretching our kingdom. We've got our barracks attached to it. You know, I'm beginning to think that maybe I should replace this with one of the smaller towers, but I can't now. Not now I've done this because it would require me moving it over one. So I'll have to do with that. But you can see we've got the shape of it now coming together, and it's starting to look like a bit of a wall. Now, we've still got lots of things to do to this to make it look a bit better, because right now it just looks like a big, huge stone block. That's not what we want, but this looked just the same, one big stone block, before I started doing all of the added detail work. So we don't need to worry too much about it, because, you know, it will take its shape, it will take its form in time. It's just going to take us a little while to get there, you know. We've got our stone block now. We just need to add to it, alter it, change it, and modify it. And that's what I'm going to do in the next episode. We're going to take this wall, and we're going to make it a little bit better than what it already is. Make it look a little bit different. And actually make it look and feel like a real wall that's part of the kingdom, not just an ongoing structure, you know. And one other thing that I want to stress when you're building, you know, maybe you've got this far with your wall. You know you want your wall to go here, this way. You know, you want your wall to go like this, but you don't know exactly what kind of design you want to go for your wall. You know, you don't know if you want to have slits in it, you know, or if you want to have logs coming up the outside, you know, or maybe you've tried a couple of things on your wall to try and make it look unique, make it look different, and you can't figure out what you like and what you don't like, you know. Well, if that's the case, just leave it be for a while. You know, walk away from the wall. Try something different, you know. When I was building this barracks, right, I had an idea of what I wanted these walls to look like, and an idea of what I wanted this to look like. And originally this wasn't on here. This was just a walkway, and I added this because I didn't like the open space. I wanted this to feel like a grand entrance, you know. But I didn't know what I wanted to do on these towers. I didn't know what I wanted to do on these walkways. You know, I thought about having another roof on these like this. But then I thought, well, no, because it's just going to be too much wood on top. I'd like to have something a little bit different. You know, I have this walkway. I really like this walkway. I really do. I think this walkway looks really cool. You know, but maybe that's not what I want to have over here. And I think I've misplaced a couple of blocks here. Is that the same on this side? No, I've gone... Have I gone 1, 2, 4? Oh no, I've missed out the stairs. Look on this side, I've missed out the stairs. That's what I've done. But anyway, you know, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do on these towers either, and I'm still not 100% certain if I like this particular bit here. I feel like there's some missing, you know, and there's a block missing over there. Look, it doesn't match up. You know, I thought about putting a strip of wood along here, you know. And I may do that. I may do that. But there's still things on this that I'm uncertain about. You know, I've obviously missed this out here because I did this last night, so I've still got a couple of bits and bobs to finish off on this barracks. But that's okay. You know, but I was unsure what I wanted on here. And if we look around here, we've got a couple of balconies that I added because I just didn't want to have windows and I didn't know what else to add. You know, and I added different types of balconies, you know. I think I've got to switch these stairs out for those stairs now. Looking at this, you know, but sometimes difference works well. So if you don't know what to do with your wall and you've got this shape, you know, don't be afraid to leave the wall. You know, don't be afraid to come back to it later. You know, maybe you'll go to sleep tonight and you'll wake up with an idea in your head. You know, maybe I want to work on my, you know, I'm looking at this now. This might be a really cool place to have a storage room actually. Now I'm thinking about it, but no, I definitely want to put some shops over here. I think I could probably break this down and fit 2 shops, one either side here, with like a road in between them. I think that'd be cool. We'd probably have the same shape for the shop, but you know, maybe we just have one big shop here. I don't know. You know, the what you call it, the decocraft shop won't be very big. You know, there's not really much to it, so we can have another small shop. Even if I don't know what it is, I could just put the building here. Or maybe we have like a corner building here and a corner building here, and you sort of come in here and work diagonally. That might be the better option there. Yeah, I think I really like that idea now. I'm thinking about it a bit more. But you know, I want to finish this wall. I've got ideas in my head on this wall. I've got a sort of direction I want to go with this wall. You know, I'm going to mimic some of the stuff that we saw on there. I'm not going to use big windows like this. I'm going to use these kind of windows, maybe even a couple of these windows and whatnot. But we're going to get into that in the next episode. And I'm going to show you how you can break up a stone structure like this just to add more depth and more detail to it, to add more additional things. But yeah, that's going to call it for this episode, guys. So, if you've enjoyed the video, please do consider leaving a like. It really helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate it. So please do leave that like. And click subscribe if you want to see more from me. Guys, I'm Casey, and thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.